Hello. Hello, Kirsty, Michelle, and Paige. Thank you for joining us again for part 2. Hi, Samantha and Star and Kerry. Hello, hello, hello. Hi, Lisa. Yep. Hi, Michelle and Katie. Sophie, it kicked me off. Grr. Hi, Julie and Lorraine. Mon. Hi, Sarah. Hello, hello, hello. Right, let me just get up what I need to get up, and then hopefully Gail can find us again. Hopefully. Okay, so I'm looking for Mandy. I'm ever so sorry. Is Gail here yet? Just going back up. Mandy's here. Hopefully Gail can find us again. Hello, 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 hello. Sorry for thank you everyone for joining us again. Sorry that it just went off there. If part 1's gone off the Facebook page, it will be posted tomorrow, so you will be able to watch it back. And of course, all our live videos are posted on YouTube as well. So they're always posted on YouTube, sometimes the next day, sometimes 2 days after the actual live video, but they're always on there as well. Gail, oh, I'm so sorry, Gail, that it cut off there. Here are all your pearls. TARDIS on the jewellery. Swap the peach for an icy blue for stud earrings. Of course we can. So let me just write this down. We're going to have TARDIS on there, and invoice for, I'm going to put Gail icy blue on studs. Okay, perfect. Let me just match this blue for you. The invoice, will get sent through to the email address that's on the order form, and that will get sent through tomorrow. Okay, my lovely. So I hope that will be okay. And there's your blues there. I've only just recently started putting all of the Facebook Live videos on YouTube, but we have been around on YouTube for a while. Okay, so let me bring you back up. And Gail, let me pop yours in here as well. I'm going to pop your single blue in here, that way he won't get mixed up with the TARDIS blues there. Okay, perfect. So thank you to Mandy and Gail, to both of you, for the donations with your shells. Again, I'm sorry it cut off, but you will be able to watch us back again if you would like to see it. So it will be posted there. That's safe over there for you, and I hope you'll be happy with everything once it arrives. Yeah, it's not for everyone, Michelle. Not at all, which is why we're on, obviously, Facebook as well. And we do have an Instagram account. I think that's everything. I do have a Twitter account, but I don't use it because I'm not sure. So, yeah, there's no point finding us on Twitter at the moment. But yeah. Up next is Lindsay Kinlock, and Lindsay, you're here. Can you have number 8 and number 15? I just have you down for, oh, hang on, you've got a staple here. You do have 2, I do apologise. Number 8 and 15. Who looks lonely? Oh, bless you. Can you donate the shells? Perfect, Mandy, thank you. So 8 and 15. Okay, so your number 8 has nothing on the back there, And then number 15, there's nothing on the back there. So let's get these open. We'll open up number 8 first. And then number 15 second. Okay, so let's go down. So your number 8. There's one side and the other side. And in here you are quadding 1, 2, 3 and 4. You are quadding with your first oyster, Lindsay. Let me just dry these up for you. So you have a coral, a watermelon, a lemon yellow and a apple green from your first oyster. And then moving on to your second oyster, number 15. There's one side and the other side. And in here you are quadding for a second time, Lindsay, and there's no more in that one. Oh, Gail, bless you. That's very, very kind of you. So, Lindsay, 2 sets of quadding oysters here. Let me pop them in the sand. So your second one, you've got a autumn peach, apple green, icy blue and TARDIS blue. All the quads are mixed up now. It's turning out to be one of those nights now, isn't it? Okay, so here they are in the sun. Let me see. So we had from the first oyster, we had a coral, watermelon, yellow and apple green. Second one we had a TARDIS blue, icy blue, autumn peach and apple green. I hope you're happy with all of those. Did an hour in again. If I pop these on the board for you. So your coral is not a 5, not a 5.5, not a 6, not a 6.5, he's a 7. Your watermelon is not a 5, not a 5.5, not a 6, not a 6.5, not a 7, he's a 7.5. Your lemon yellow is not a 5, not a 5.5, not a 6, not a 6.5, he's a 7. And your apple green is not a 5, not a 5.5, not a 6, not a 6.5, not a 7, he's a 7.5. Your icy blue is not a 5, not a 5.5, not a 6, not a 6.5, not a 7, he's a 7.5. Your TARDIS blue is not a 5, not a 5.5, not a 6, not a 6.5, not a 7, he's a 7.5. The autumn peach is not a 5, not a 5.5, not a 6, not a 6.5, not a 7, he's a 7.5. And your apple green is not a 5, not a 5.5, not a 6, not a 6.5, he's a 7. You have one cage pendant dip as well, so let's dive in for your cage pendant dip. And you have the Hungry Penguin cage pendant. So with the Hungry Penguin cage pendant, the difference is the baby penguin has zircon crystal eyes and a love heart at the bottom. The Hungry Penguin is, again, it's one of our smaller cage pendants. It's the same size as the baby cage pendant. However, his belly is full, so he's called the Hungry Penguin. You fill his belly with the pearl. Lindsay, would you like to stick or would you like to twist? I'm so sorry. With this one. Can you twist? Of course you can. Let me just take the icy blue out of here. and then you would like to twist. So good luck for your twist. Okay, so you have the Dancer's Love Cage Pendant. I love this one. I hope you're happy with it as well. Now let me just pop, I've popped the watermelon in here. So this would be, the colour pearl that you put in this one would be the colour of her dance song, if you like. So you've got the man here and the woman here, almost like they're doing a twirl. So the top of their arms are at the top, their arms join in the bottom, then the bottom of her dress comes and sort of fans out as they're doing the twirl. You've got some zircon crystals at the bottom here, and your pearl is seen through the centre. Now you can wear this on the reverse side. It then does have the flower that you can see the outline of that Dancer's Love Cage Pendant. I do hope you're happy with that one as well. And let me pop them all in here for you. Thank you. Thank you. Exactly, Livia. So Lindsay, let me just pop these on here. What? Oh, okay. I want to thank you very much for the donations with your shells as well, Lindsay. And that's safe over there. And I hope you'll be happy with everything once it arrives. Perfect. And up next is Sandy Curley. Sandy, are you here? Yeah, he's okay, thank you. He is okay. What is that? Bab? What do you want me to tell people? Everyone's asking about your neck. The truth. Okay.
It's not like it isn't.
No. Okay, so basically when I said a family member was in hospital most of the weekend, it was Aaron. On Sunday night I wasn't in the brain space to talk about it. So yeah, Aaron was in hospital most of the weekend. Basically he had so here he had a golf ball sized abscess here, and it came out, it was massive, it was a golf ball size. So basically he's been on antibiotics for like a week, they weren't touching it, so he had to go into hospital where they've sliced it and packed it with stuff, and then he went back today and they've stitched it up. So he's all okay, but yeah, he's got some stitches, so he has to keep the dressing on it, and then in 10 days time he can have the stitches taken out. So he's gonna have a lovely scar, bless him. So yeah, that's so he's fine, it's just in a very visible place, bless him. But yeah, he's okay. Right, now Sandy, I did see you, I do apologise, let me just scroll you back up. Sandy, can you have all mystery donate the shells, looking for deep yellows and rose golds. Okay, so you have 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5 openings all together. So 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5. Happy healing. Oh, I love that. Yeah, no, he's doing well. That's why I was so tired, because yeah, just didn't sleep, bless him. Okay, so Sandy, are there certain colours that you're hoping for? Okay, so let's go down. And in here, your first one, you have a clapper here. Now it just means I don't need to pop him. I can fit the knife in here, and I can see straight away that you are triples. I was going to say quadding then. I mean, it may be quads. Let me have a squidge. And there's no more in that one. Thank you guys. I hope you understand why I didn't say on Sunday. I just didn't want to get emotional. Okay, so with your first oyster, deep yellows and rose golds, you did say, didn't you? Sorry. You have a icy blue, you have a TARDIS blue, and then you have a two-tonal autumn peach with like a blue splash on him. So autumn peach with a blue splash. Moving on to your next oyster, we have a deeper pop there. And in here, there's your mother of pearl. And I can see a slight peeper, I think, through here. Yes, you have a grape purple. And there's no more in that one. Ooh, run away. So here is your grape purple. Then moving to your next oyster, you have a softer pop there. And in here, there's your mother of pearl. And I can see that you have quadding. 1, 2, 3, and 4. You are quadding, my lovely. And there's no more in that one. Let me dry these up for you. So you have a chocolate silver, a sea green, and a candy floss pink. Kathy, thank you for the stars. Wow, 20-week streak. That's crazy. Thank you. Moving on to your next oyster, Sandy. We have a softer pop there. And in here, there's your mother of pearl. And I can see that you have twins here. You are twinning with darker purple twins. And again, let me just dry these up for you and pop them in the sun. I'm going to pop them level with the single purple. So there's sort of 3 lines, if you can see that. So triples, single, twinning, then a quad. And then moving on to your last oyster, which again is your mystery oyster. We have a softer pop there. Oh, and you have a backwards runaway, and you're twinning with twinning blues 1 and 2, and you also have TARDIS blues. Definitely a blue night tonight. And there's no more in that one. Teresa, thank you for the stars as well. Now, let me dry these up for you. What do you think to all of these, Sandy? If you would like to take a screenshot of these, and that way you can email me if you have any colour swaps and which ones you'd like where. Or of course, if you do know now, I can do it now, but it may be easier to email me, so that way you can take your time. If I go through them, your top row, you have an icy blue, TARDIS blue and an autumn peach, a single grape purple, twinning twin purples, then you have a chocolate silver, a sea green and a candy floss pink, then ending with twinning TARDIS blues. If I pop them on the board for you, your icy blue is not a 5, not a 5.5, not a 6, not a 6.5, not a 7, he's a 7.5. Your TARDIS blue is not a 5, not a 5.5, not a 6, not a 6.5, not a 7, not a 7.5, not an 8, he's an 8.5. And the autumn peach is not a 5, not a 5.5, not a 6, not a 6.5, not a 7, he's a 7.5. Single grape purple is not a 5, not a 5.5, not a 6, he's a 6.5. Purple twin number 1 is not a 5, not a 5.5, not a 6, not a 6.5, not a 7, not a 7.5, not an 8, he's an 8.5. Purple twin number 2 is not a 5, not a 5.5, not a 6, not a 6.5, not a 7, not a 7.5, not an 8, he's also an 8.5. Your candy floss pink is not a 5, not a 5.5, not a 6, not a 6.5, not a 7, not a 7.5, he's an 8. Your sea green is not a 5, not a 5.5, not a 6, not a 6.5, not a 7, not a 7.5, he's an 8. The silver chocolate is not a 5, not a 5.5, not a 6, not a 6.5, not a 7, he's a 7.5. And your chocolate is not a 5, not a 5.5, not a 6, not a 6.5, not a 7, he's a 7.5 as well. Then moving on to your twin blues, twin blue number 1 is not a 5, not a 5.5, not a 6, not a 6.5, not a 7, not a 7.5, he's an 8. And blue number 2 is not a 5, not a 5.5, not a 6, not a 6.5, not a 7, not a 7.5, he's an 8 as well. There are so many twins to measure today. Gosh, I mean, it's not a bad thing, is it? So many, I think I said so many twins to measure. I meant so many pearls to measure. There's twins involved in that, but there's so many pearls. It stops on Friday, Kerry. The Easter Wall's last day is on Friday. That's this Friday, Friday 30th. Okay, can we swap the icy blue and the pink for deep yellows? Chocolate for rose gold. And peach and other chocolate for watermelon. Okay, so which ones would you like where, sorry? So which colours would you like where? Yellow on new earrings. Watermelon on the other earrings and rose. Yellow on new earrings, watermelon on the other. When you say new earrings, are you referring to when they were added to the website? If so, I know what you mean. If not, you're going to have to explain slightly more. B earrings for yellow. Ah, see, I had it in my head you'd like the other way around, so good job we checked. So yellow on there, and then the watermelon on the other. Perfect. And then rose gold on the pendant. Okay, I've got that all down for you, my lovely. And then you've got all of your other pearls as well. Okay, perfect. Let me pop these on here. So I hope then you'll be happy, Sandy, with everything once it arrives. That's safe on there and over there for you. And thank you very, very much for the donations with your shells as well. No confusion, it's absolutely fine. But that's why we check. That's why I check, because I'd prefer to obviously get it right the first time. Okay, so up next then this evening is Sharon Lamb. Sharon Lamb, are you here? Sharon, bear with me one moment, but hello. Sandy, invoice for studs invoice for studs please for spares. You've got 7 pearls left. So you've got the twinning blues, twinning purples, then you've got a blue, a grape and a sea green. Which ones would you like on studs, or do you just mean what do you think, Sandy? Which ones? Thank you, Sharon. And a Pizza Hut. Thank you, Amy. It was a gift from a customer. It's the same on this side as well. It is a lovely cup. Okay, so blue and purple twins. Okay, the invoice for that will get sent through tomorrow for you, and it will go to the email address that's on the order form. Okay, and again, I hope you're happy with everything once it arrives. Sharon, thank you for waiting there. You do have a oyster cage wall, so number 11 and donate. Okay, so your number 11, and it doesn't have a sticker on the back of that one, so let's get him open. And let's go down. So oyster number 11, there's one side and the other side, and in here you are twinning. There's no more in that one, and you're twinning with what looks to be darker purple twins. Now they do look like they're slightly different in colour here. So you've got one more purple, one more sort of darker, deeper purple. You'll see what I mean once I hold them up. So you've got the brighter purple and the slightly darker purple as well. Sharon, I hope you're happy with that colour. If I pop them on the board for you, the deeper purple is not a 5, not a 5.5, not a 6, not a 6.5, not a 7, not a 7.5, not an 8, he's an 8.5. And then the brighter purple is not a 5, not a 5.5, not a 6, not a 6.5, not a 7, not a 7.5, not an 8, he's an 8.5 as well. So I hope you're happy with those. You have your cage pendant dip as well, so if we dive in here for you, Sharon. Oh, I've got a few here. Okay, so we've gone for the water drop cage pendant. Let me open him up. So this is the water drop cage pendant. So you can see on this side you've got the zircon crystal over half of the front of the cage there. As we go round, it shows the pearl beautifully because it's got all that space showing off that purple. And then you've got this design at the bottom here. So this is called the water drop cage pendant because it is like a raindrop. What do you think to this one? Would you like to stick or would you like to twist? Love it. Can you stick? You can. Sharon, that one is yours and your twin is in there as well. Thank you for the donations with your shells, and I hope then you'll be happy with everything as well once it arrives, and that's safe over there for you. No, Sharon, you're very, very welcome. And up next is Bethany Freeman. Bethany, are you here? Bethany, hello. Oh, Bethany, you've even told me your name. I do apologise. It's on that screen there. I just haven't wrote it down here, so I apologise for that. So, Bethany, mystery and donate. You do have 2 openings altogether. Are there certain colours that you're hoping for? So, mystery oyster number 1 and number 2. Just getting them open for you. And let's go down. Hoping for pinkles. Okay, mystery oyster number 1, we have a softer pop there, and in oyster number 1, there's your mother of pearl. I can see straight away that you are twinning, and twinning purple pearls there. There's no more in that one. So here are your purple twins to start with. Again, one slightly darker than the other there. And then moving on to oyster number 2, which again is your mystery oyster. We have a lighter pop there. And in here I can see that you are twinning, and you're twinning with Blurple twins. So Blurple is a mix between a blue and a purple, and there's no more in that one. Excuse me. Okay, so what do you think to these, Bethany? If you're happy with these colours, which ones would you like in the jewellery? And of course, if you'd like to swap them, that's absolutely fine. We can do that for you. If you would like to swap for pinkles, there may be a wait on the pinkles, but so as long as you don't mind waiting, I can pop you down for those. But just let me know what you think and what you would like to do. If I pop them on the board for you, the darker purple twin, number 1, is not a 5, not a 5.5, not a 6, not a 6.5, not a 7, not a 7.5, not an 8, he's an 8.5. Dark purple twin number 2 is not a 5, not a 5.5, not a 6, not a 6.5, not a 7, not a 7.5, not an 8. He's an 8.5 as well. Then you have Blurple twin number 1. He's not a 5, not a 5.5, not a 6, not a 6.5, not a 7, not a 7.5, not an 8. He's an 8.5. And Blurple twin number 2 is not a 5, not a 5.5, not a 6, not a 6.5, not a 7, not a 7.5, not an 8. He's an 8.5 as well. So they're the same size there. But Bethany, what do you think? What would you like to do? It's not just that, Amy. It's after, obviously, I'm talking constantly, or coming up to 2 hours now. So that's what it is. It's just a constant talking. I start going a bit croaky after a while. So I'm absolutely fine. And once I stop talking for a bit, it goes back to normal. Swap the Blurple pair for bridal white. Of course you can. And is it the bridal white that you would like on the jewellery? Bridal white on the jewellery, perfect. Okay, let me just take those out. Can you just confirm that you're happy with those there? Waiting list for Blurples? No, we do have those available in our swaps. Okay, so I'm just popping these in here for you, Bethany. Oh, runaway white. I've got him. No, you're very, very welcome. Thank you for the donations with your shells as well. And I hope, Bethany, you'll be happy with everything once it arrives. And that's Sophie over there for you. Okay, and up next is Donna Marie Bradshaw. Donna Marie Bradshaw, are you here? All prices and information you can find on our website. It's in the description above, pearlsofbrecon.com. Thank you everyone who's posting the website there. I think I am going to get a sign with the website on in the next few weeks. At least order it in the next few weeks. I don't know how long it will take to come. So I'm looking for Donna Marie Bradshaw. Are you here? And if anyone can see Donna Marie Bradshaw, please comment on her comments, because that will bring it forward so I can see. And Donna, if you're typing away and I can't see you, please type I'm invisible, because again it will bring your comment forward so I can see. Okay, so last call. Donna said something about wishing finishing work at 10. Where was this, Kirsty? I've completely missed that. She missed at the end. Oh, did she? Oh, bless her. Okay, so I haven't seen Donna anyway, so what I'll do is I'll pop her at the back of the list and then we'll go from there. Okay, so up next then is Whitney Cantu. Whitney, are you here? I missed it, Rachel. Whitney, hello. Whitney, first of all, you've got a cord here. I make the cords to size, so any size. If you could let me know in inches or centimetres, in an email is absolutely fine, but what length you'd like me to make that cord, just because I make them to size, I won't be able to send your order off until I've got that information from you, okay? So if you could email me with your 5-digit order number and the size, and then I can get that all down for you when you're ready. So for now, we have 4 openings altogether. What 4 oysters would you like, and would you like to keep or would you like to donate your shells? Good night, Sandy. You're very welcome. Oh, Whitney, is that centimetres or inches? I'm guessing inches, but just confirm for me. Inches, perfect. Okay, so 4 openings altogether. What 4 oysters would you like, and would you like to keep or would you like to donate your shells? Oh, thank you, Linda. Natural rain, so a natural to expand the rainbow and a new. Okay, so 1 normal, 2 expand the rainbow, 1 and 2, and a, oh, don't fall off, and a, would you like the one I picked out or the one that jumped out? Picked out, jumped out. I don't normally give a choice, but picked out is this one, jumped out is this one. It's just because sometimes I believe in fate and stuff like that, so it just depends on what way you think about it. The one that I picked out or the one that jumped out, which one would you prefer? The one that jumped out, that one. So the one that I picked out has gone back in. And you'd like to keep your shells, that's not a problem. Is there certain colours that you're hoping for? Okay, so let's go down. You'd like to keep your shells. So there's one side and the other side, and in oyster number 1 you are twinning, and you're twinning with rose gold twins there. Let me just dry these up for you. Okay, so twinning with rose gold twins to start with. Let me dry them up for you and pop them in the sand. Moving on to oyster number 2. There's one side and the other side, and in here you are twinning, and you're twinning with icy blue twins, and there's no more in that one. I'm just going to take the flesh off here for you as well. So here are your twinning icy blue twins. Let me hold them up so you can see. And then still 2 oysters to go. So Whitney, moving on to your next oyster, which again is your Expand the Rainbow oyster. There's one side and the other side. And in here you have an autumn peach, and there's no more in that one. And then moving on to your last oyster, which is your New Rainbow oyster. There's one side and the other side. And in here, now this is not a new rainbow colour, you are twinning with blush pinks, Whitney. So there's somehow some sort of, like I said, these aren't normally found in the new rainbow oysters. So of course if you're not happy with them, we can swap them for you. But of course if you are happy, I will just need to know which colours you would like wear with all of your pearls there. So if I just dry these up and pop them in the sand, and then I'll go through them all for you. That was the jumper, yes. Okay, so you've got rose gold twins, icy blue twins, blush pink, almost pinkle twins, and a autumn peach. If I pop them on the board for you. Now, if you'd like to take a screenshot and email me which ones you'd like where, that's absolutely fine. Or if you know now, I can do that for you as well. Rose gold, excuse me, rose gold number 1 is not a 5, not a 5.5, not a 6, not a 6.5, not a 7, he's a 7.5. Rose gold number 2 is not a 5, not a 5.5, not a 6, not a 6.5, not a 7, He's also a 7.5. Your icy blue number 1 is not a 5, not a 5.5, not a 6, not a 6.5. He's a 7. And icy blue number 2 is not a 5, not a 5.5, not a 6, not a 6.5, not a 7. He's a 7.5. So they're different sizes there. Your autumn peach is not a 5, not a 5.5, not a 6, not a 6.5. He's a 7. And then pink number 1 is not a 5, not a 5.5, not a 6, not a 6.5, not a 7. He's a 7.5. And pink number 2 is not a 5, not a 5.5, not a 6, not a 6.5, not a 7, not a 7.5, not an 8. He's an 8.5. Whitney, what do you think to all of these? Really, Kaylee, I thought they were just the ones that went along the bottom. I didn't realise that the ads were actually interrupting. Okay, so rose gold on the necklace, pinks on there, and blue on the ring, perfect, and others on hoop fittings. Okay, perfect. I've got that down for you, my lovely. The invoice will get sent through tomorrow for you, and that will go through to the email address that's on the order form. Okay, I'm just wrapping up your shells for you. And let's put these all in here. No, Whitney, you're very, very welcome, my lovely. Okay, so that's all in there. And like I say, I hope you'll be happy then with everything once it arrives as well. And that's safe over there for you. Okay, and up next is Sophie Dennison. Sophie, are you here? Whitney, you're very, very welcome. That's too cold to drink. Ugh. Sorry, I hate cold tea. Ugh. Oh, Sophie, hello, 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 hello. Sophie, you have 2 openings altogether. What 2 oysters would you like? And would you like to keep, or would you like to donate your shells? Aaron, would you mind making me a tea, please?
Sure.
Excuse me. Yeah, I'm not fond of cold tea at all. Ooh. It is Corinne, yes. You can, Michelle. Do they not come with the option of the 4 pearl oyster? Thank you. Excuse me. Okay, so you've got mystery, which is just a mix of all. Hello? Hello? Are we still here? We're back. Okay, so you've got mystery, which is a mix of all the colours in the mystery. You've got the normal, which are normal natural colours. Light rainbow colours is the expand the rainbow bag. Darker rainbow colours is the new rainbow bag. So light rainbow, dark rainbow, natural or mystery. Two mysteries. Would you like to keep or would you like to donate your shells? And are there certain colours that you're hoping for? So number 1 and 2, let me get these open for you. Okay, so let's go down. So mystery oyster number 1, donate the shells, perfect, thank you Sophie. We have a light pop there, and in oyster number 1 there's no pearls on that side, and I can actually see a slight peeper under there. You have a pinkle to start with. He ran backwards there, there's your pinkle. So you have a pinkle to start with. There's no more in that one. No, Lynette, I just like the sound of it. I just like to describe it. And then moving on to oyster number 2, Sophie. We have a softer pop there. And in here you have a icy blue, and let me pop him out and have a squidge in here for you. Okay, and Sophie, there's no more in that one. So you have a pinkle and a icy blue. Are you happy with these two colours? If you're not happy, I can swap them for you. If you are happy, that's perfect. So you just need to let me know what you think and what you would like to do. Here they are in the sand. And then on the board, the icy blue is not a 5, not a 5.5, not a 6, not a 6.5, he's a 7. And your pinkle is not a 5, not a 5.5, not a 6, not a 6.5, he's a 7 as well. That's the one you wanted. Perfect. Are you happy with the pinkle as well? Matching icy blue, of course you can. I've actually got an icy blue here. It's actually slightly brighter. Would you be happy with that one? So they're the same, the sizes, the looks of it, but it does have a slightly brighter to your one, which is slightly lighter. Would that one be okay there? That's perfect. You love them both. Perfect. Sophie, then I hope you'll be happy with everything once it arrives as well. And thank you very, very much for the donations with your shells. Okay, so that's on there and safe over there for you. Perfect. And up next is Trisha Rhymes. Trisha, are you here? Perfect, Sophie. Ideal in it. Trisha, you're on the list twice. Oh. You are. Okay. Same name, same address. Shall we do your oyster wall first, Trisha, if that's okay? So, which number would you like? And would you like to keep or would you like to donate your shells? Thank you. Yes, please. Oh, bless you, Jill. Thank you for joining us today. Oh, excuse me. Michelle, thank you for the stars. 4 and donate, Trisha. Okay. Broke that top line there. So number 4 doesn't have a sticker on the back there. Let's get him open. And let's go down. So oyster number 4. There's one side and the other side. Ooh, and in here you are twinning. There's no more in that one. Wow, 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 wow. Okay, so twin number 1, you have a dark two-tonal green and blue. Hopefully you can see that there, two-tonal green and blue. Twin number 2, you have an oil slick. You have greens, blues, purples, silvers. So you have an oil slick with twin number 2. Let me hold them up so you can have a closer look. And on the board, the greeny blue is not a 5, not a 5.5, not a 6, not a 6.5, he's a 7. And your oil slick is not a 5, not a 5.5, not a 6, he's a 6.5. Diving into those with your Cage Pendant dip. And you have the Filigree Cage Pendant. So this is the Filigree Cage Pendant. So I'm just going to pop the pearl in here for you. So as you can see from the top half has got that beautiful filigree design. The bottom half is left clear just so you can show the beauty of the pearl off. So together it's in an overall raindrop shape. This is the Filigree Cage Pendant. Would you like to stick or would you like to twist, Trisha, with this one? stick with that one. Perfect. I'm glad you're happy with him. Let me pop him in. Ooh, run away, pal. Pop him in here. And then you also have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. There's a lot of oysters today. You have 8 openings altogether. What 8 oysters would you like, and would you like to keep, or would you like to donate your shells? Mystery and donate. Okay, so 1 and 2, 3 and 4, 5 and 6, 7 and 8. Aaron, it's not gonna like me. It's not as simple as a refill, but it is, but it's not. Ooh. Oh. Little extra noise there for you. Right, let's go down. So, excuse me, Trisha, are there certain colours that you're hoping for? Oyster number 1. We have a light pop there, and in your first oyster there's your mother of pearl. You are twinning with quite dark twins there. There's no more in that one. Okay, so twinning with darker black twins to start with. Moving on to oyster number 2. Softer pop there. And in here, a little bit of flesh on that side, but you can see there's no pearls there. I can, however, see that you are twinning for a second time. And you're twinning with silvery chocolate twins here. And let me dry these up for you. And here they are in the sand. Bab, don't sit down. Please don't hate me, I need some more mystery oysters. Please don't hate me, I need some more mystery oysters. And then moving, so that's silvery chocolate twins. Moving on to your next oyster, we have a light pop there. And in here we are twinning for a third time. So twinning for a third time there, 1 and 2. You are twinning with icy blue twins. Let me pop them in the sand. And then your next oyster, we have a lighter pop there. And in here, there's your mother of pearl. And again, you are twinning, Trisha. And you're twinning with chocolatey silver twins again there. And there's no more in that one. Let me just dry these up for you. So that's 4 sets of twins in a row there. And then moving on to your next 4 oysters. So your next one, you have a light pop there. There's your mother of pearl. And you are twinning. Oh my god, there is so many multiples today. There's no more in that one. And I'm going to say that these are more black twins. Your next oyster, we have a lighter pop there. And in here, I can actually see 3 different colours there. So 1, 2, 3 and 4, you are quadding. There's no more in that one, so you are quadding with that one there. Hopefully we're going to have enough room in the sand for all of these here. You've got a TARDIS blue, a coral, a light purple and a blush pink. And then moving on to your last 2 oysters, we have a softer pop there. There's your mother of pearl. And in here you are twinning. I need to make that like a ringtone. Twit, 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 twinging. With icy blue twins. Now actually with these ones it does visually look like you've got one larger and one smaller twin. So they do look like they're different sizes there. And then moving on to your last oyster, which again is your mystery oyster. We have a soft pop there. And why not end your opening with triples? You've got one that's jumped out here, 2 and 3. And there's no more in that one. Okay, so again, let me just dry these up for you. Trisha, what do you think to all of these? Whew. Right, let me hold them up and we'll go through them for you. So twinning icy blues, blacks, silver chocolate, blacks, icy blues. And then you've got a quad TARDIS blue, coral, light purple, blush pink. And then a triple TARDIS blue, autumn peach and icy blue. Now if you would like to, you can take a screenshot of these actually if it would make it easier, and you can email me with what colours you'd like wear. But obviously if you know now which colour you'd like wear, I can do that for you. And again, if you would prefer to swap, I can do that as well. So if we measure them, black twin set number 1, twin 1 is not a 5, not a 5.5, not a 6, not a 6.5, not a 7, not a 7.5, he's an 8. Black set twin 1, twin 2 is not a 5, not a 5.5, not a 6, not a 6.5, not a 7, not a 7.5, he's an 8. They're the same size there. Twin icy blue twin 1, twin set 1 is not a 5, not a 5.5, not a 6, not a 6.5, not a 7, not a 7.5, not an 8, he's an 8.5. Twin set 1, twin 2 is not a 5, not a 5.5, not a 6, not a 6.5, not a 7, not a 7.5, he's an 8. They're the same size. Silvery chocolate twin set 1, twin 1 is not a 5, not a 5.5, not a 6, not a 6.5, he's a 7. Twin set 1, twin 2 is not a 5, not a 5.5, not a 6, not a 6.5, not a 7, he's a 7.5. They're different sizes there. Silver chocolate twin set 2, twin 1 is not a 5, not a 5.5, not a 6, not a 6.5, he's a 7. And chocolate silver twin set 2, twin 2 is not a 5, not a 5.5, not a 6, not a 6.5, not a 7, he's a 7.5 as well. Then black twin set 2, twin 1 is not a 5, not a 5.5, not a 6, not a 6.5, not a 7, not a 7.5, he's an 8. Twin set 2, twin 2 is not a 5, not a 5.5, not a 6, not a 6.5, not a 7, not a 7.5, not an 8, he's an 8.5. They're measuring different sizes there. Icy Blue Twin Set 2, Twin 1 is not a 5, not a 5.5, not a 6, not a 6.5, not a 7, he's a 7.5. Icy Blue Twin Set 2, Twin 2 is not a 5, not a 5.5, not a 6, not a 6.5, not a 7, not a 7.5, not an 8. He's an 8.5. With your quad oyster, your blush pink is not a 5, not a 5.5, not a 6, not a 6.5, not a 7, not a 7.5, he's an 8. Your light purple is not a 5, not a 5.5, not a 6, not a 6.5, not a 7, not a 7.5, he's an 8. Your coral Babcom is not a 5, not a 5.5, not a 6, not a 6.5, not a 7, he's a 7.5. And your TARDIS blue is not a 5, not a 5.5, not a 6, not a 6.5, not a 7, not a 7.5, he's an 8. Do you want to try measuring for me? Do you want to measure a fast pearl?
Yeah.
Just try for me. Are you ready?
What?
If I say it's not a 5.5, not a... hang on. So it's not a 5, not...
It's not very fast.
No, ready? Not a 5, not a 5.5, not a 6, not a 6.5, not a 7. He's a 7.5. Measure the autumn peach for me. You ready?
5, 5.5, 6, 6.5, 7, 7.
That was a 7.5. And your TARDIS blue is not a 5, not a 5.5, not a 6, not a 6.5, not a 7, not a 7.5. He is an 8. Woo! You're going to email me the colours, Trisha. That's absolutely fine. When you do email, if you could include your 5-digit order invoice number, and I can get that all in for you. Oh, right. What I'm going to do is I'm going to pop some twins in here, and then the other twins, which are the same colour, in here, so they don't get mixed up with their same colour twins. Yes, I can, Gemma. Can you smell that, Bab? Aaron,
Hold on.
can you smell that?
What?
Smells like wood burning. Trisha, I hope you'll be happy with everything once it arrives. That's all in there for you. No, you're very, very welcome. Thank you for the donations with your shells as well. And up next in this evening is Amy Jenkinson. Amy, are you here? I do, Diana, yes. Amy, hello, this is a present for your mum's birthday. Please can we have Mr. Oyster keep the shells, hoping for sea green or Pepsi blue. Okay, so you've got one opening all together. Let's get him open. And let's go down. So your mystery oyster, we have a light pop there. And in here there has been a little bit of flesh that's come away on that side. We can see there's no pearls there. However, Amy, I can see that you are twinning, and you're twinning with chocolate bronze twins with your oyster there. Now there's no more in that one. Let me just clean up these shells for you, and then you can have a close look at this colour. Now if you're happy with these, that's perfect. But if you're not happy, I can swap them for you, so it's going to be completely up to you. Just let me know what you think and what you would like to do, and of course what your mum would be happy with. Now visually these do look different sizes. I will measure them for you and see if they are measuring the same size, but it does look like you've got a visually smaller one on this side and larger one to this side. Sea green and a Pepsi blue, of course you can. Okay, can you just confirm if you're happy with these two colours here? another 2 bite the dust. So there's the sea green and the Pepsi blue. Can you just confirm if you're happy with those? I'll measure these ones for you. Your sea green is not a 5, not a 5.5, not a 6, not a 6.5, not a 7, not a 7.5, he's an 8. And the blue is not a 5, not a 5.5, not a 6, not a 6.5, not a 7, not a 7.5, not an 8, he's an 8.5. Lovely, perfect. Okay, so Amy, those 2 are yours then. Happy birthday to your mum from everyone here as well, and I hope you'll both be happy with everything once it arrives. And I'm just going to wrap up these shells as well for you. Okay, perfect. And that's safe over there for you. No, you're very, very welcome, Amy. And up next this evening is Sue Hutchinson. Sue, are you here? Thank you, Stacey. I'm looking for Sue Hutchinson. Thank you, Adele. I think. But no, thank you for watching. Thank you for joining us. Sue, if you are here, please type I'm invisible. It will bring your comment forward so I can see you. And if anybody else sees Sue Hutchinson, please comment on her comment, because again it will bring it forward so I can see. Yeah, Danny, my thumb's not too bad. Every now and then it gets a little bit sore, but it's getting there. Is it raining, is it? I don't think it's rain. Is it raining, Bub? Yeah. Oh, it is raining here apparently. Okay, so last call for Sue. If not, we'll move on. So that's Sue Hutchinson. Are you here? Do, 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 do. Perfect, Amy. Up next then, because Sue's not here, if she does come on, we can add her in again, but it will be to the end of the order list, is Michelle Dobson. Michelle, are you here? I think I saw Michelle earlier, so hopefully she's still here. It does, doesn't it, Jane? My garden was dry as bone. Michelle, your daughter has chosen number 12 and donate the shells, not a problem. So number 12, I'm from Northamptonshire, which is in the UK. So number 12, there's nothing on the back there of number 12. What's the theme today, Samantha? Let me get this open for you. And let's go down. So your number 12, Michelle. There's one side. We are, Claire. And the other side. And in here, oh, the shell's just slightly broken there, but I can see you have a TARDIS blue. It's a very blue night tonight. There's no more in that one. So let me just dry up your blue so you can have a closer look. And if I pop him in the sand for you, Michelle, I hope you and I hope your daughter will be happy with that as well. If I pop him on the board, he's not a 5, not a 5.5, not a 6, not a 6.5, not a 7, not a 7.5, he's an 8. That comes with a cage dip as well. So if we dive in for your cage dip, is that 1? That is 1. You have Mr. Frog. So this is the frog cage pendant. Let me just pop him on the chain for you so you can have a closer look. Now you get to stick or you get to twist, Michelle, with this one. Would you like to stick or would you like to twist with Mr. Frog? So you can see he's got his arms and his legs there, the eyes at the top, and the pearl sits in his back and belly. So and you can see it's got a little bit of space to move around there as well. If you've got 2 smaller pearls, it does fit in 2 smaller pearls there. Twist with that one, Michelle, not a problem. Let me take away the blue and let's dive in for your twist. I hope you'll be happy with this one. I think I've got 2. There's 1. Okay. Oh, you have the eye cage pendant. I love this one. And with the blue as well. Does anyone have blue eyes? So this is the eye cage pendant. So you can see the blue is the center of the eye there. You've then got the circle of zircon crystal, the lashes, and then you do have a little bit of the black enamel in there with the eyelid, just to give it that little bit of extra pow, if you like, with your eye. Michelle, I hope you're happy with that one. And of course, I hope your daughter will be happy as well. Thank you very, very much for the donations with your shells, and I hope you'll be happy with everything once it arrives as well, my lovely. And that's safe over there for you. Big Brother, it does, Laverne, now you've said it. Oh, perfect, Michelle. Oh, that is perfect. But you're very, very welcome. And up next is Lisa Butterworth. Lisa, are you here? Lisa, number 3, keep your shells. So you've got a oyster cage dip. So number 3 is this one. Now there's nothing on the back of number 3 there. So let's get him open. And let's go down. So, oyster number 3, Lisa. There's one side and the other side. And you are quadding. I went to hold it up and they all rolled out there. You are quadding, Lisa, with oyster number 3. There's no more in that one. Love them, Lisa. Perfect. You have a apple green, a lemon yellow, a coral, and a watermelon. I think we've had similar colours come out this evening, but they are so very summery and spring-like. I love them, and I'm glad you're happy with them as well. If I pop them on the board for you, your apple green is not a 5, not a 5.5, not a 6, not a 6.5, he's a 7. Sunshine yellow is not a 5, not a 5.5, not a 6, not a 6.5, not a 7. Sorry, I've got hiccups. No, he's a 7.5. Your coral's not a 5, not a 5.5, not a 6. He's a 6.5, and your watermelon's not a 5, not a 5.5, not a 6, not a 6.5, not a 7. He's a 7.5. I hope you're happy with those. So that comes with your Cage Pendant dip, Lisa. Let's dive in. I'm just going to give them a good mix. Okay, so that is one. You have the Feather Cage Pendant. We're going to pop the watermelon. Oh, I'm sorry about that. There we go. Now we've popped the watermelon in there. This is the Feather Cage Pendant. So you can see it's got the ball-like cage at the top which holds your pearl and shows it off beautifully. You've then got this feather that comes down off of there. So that's the Feather Cage Pendant. Lisa, would you like to stick or would you like to twist with this one? Twisting with this one, not a problem. Okay, so let's dive in. And you have the Hearts Swirl Cage Pendant. So this is the Hearts Swirl Cage Pendant. I hope you're happy with this one. Just popping him on here for you. So you can see you've got a zircon crystal there, which makes it the heart, and then coming away from that heart is a swirl outwards, and then you can see your pearl through the center there. I hope you're happy with that one. Just pop all your other pearls in here. Love it. No, you're very, very welcome, Lisa. Just going to wrap up your shells for you as well. Dawn, we actually have a rule in place that if you twist and you get the same cage pendant again, you have the option to twist again. Now, you can only twist once, but if you pull out the same, because I did say at the very start that there are some duplicates in there, so if you pull out on a twist the same one as the first one, we can dive in again. So that rule is in place, so if you twist, you definitely get a different cage, but you end up with a different cage pendant. Lisa, I've wrapped all that up for you, and I hope you'll be happy with everything once it arrives, and that's safe over there for you. And up next then is Kay Brighty. Kay Brighty, are you here? Okay, that's perfect. Thank you. Mystery and donate. So you've got number 1 and number 2, but it actually hasn't happened as of yet though, Dawn. On a twist, it hasn't happened that they've had the same one come out. I mean, I'm not saying it's not going to happen, which is why we have that rule in place, But yeah, it hasn't happened yet. Okay, are there certain colours that you're hoping for? Let's go down. So, mystery oyster, donate your shells. Oyster number 1. We have a deep pop there. There's your mother of pearl. So in here, you have 1, 2, 3, and 4. You are quadding. Okay. There's no more in that one. You are quadding, my lovely. Let me just dry them up for you. You have a sea green, a gold, a blush pink, and a dark silver. And then moving on to oyster number 2, which again is your mystery oyster. Oh, we have a deep pop there. And in here, there's your mother of pearl. You have a darker pearl. And there's no more in that one. Now he is a darker, ooh, gunmetal grey. Okay, you have a darker gunmetal grey and then a silver, blush pink, gold and sea green. Are you happy with all of those colours? Now if you're not happy, I can swap them for you. Your darkest gunmetal grey is not a 5, not a 5.5, not a 6, not a 6.5, not a 7, not a 7.5, not an 8, he's an 8.5. Your sea green is not a 5, not a 5.5, not a 6, not a 6.5, not a 7, he's a 7.5. Your gold is not a 5, not a 5.5, not a 6, not a 6.5, not a 7, not a 7.5, he's an 8. The blush pink is not a 5, not a 5.5, not a 6, not a 6.5, not a 7, he's a 7.5. And the darker silver is not a 5, not a 5.5, not a 6, not a 6.5, not a 7, he's a 7.5. They're amazing, you love them all. Perfect. Okay, they are yours then, my lovely. Let me pop them in here for you. Thank you very, very much for the donations with your shells. And I do hope you'll be happy with everything once it arrives as well. That's safe over there for you. I have down the 2, so I hope that's all correct. If not, pop me an email to sort it out, but I've got down the 2, my lovely. Okay, you're very, very welcome. Oh, Samantha, bless you. You're very, very kind. Can you have 2 mystery and donate? Of course you can. Samantha B, you are up next. So, 2 mystery, donate the shelves. Are there certain colours that you're hoping for? So, number 1 and number 2. Let me get them open. Let's go down. So mystery oyster number 1, we have a deeper pop there. And in here, there's your mother of pearl. I can see a peeper straight away with a coral pearl there. And let me have a squidge. There's no more in that one. So you have a coral pearl to start with, Samantha. And then moving on to mystery oyster number 2, we have a light pop there. And in here, there's your mother of pearl. And I can see straight away a sea green. And there's no more in that one. So you have a coral and a sea green, Samantha. What do you think to these? Now, if you're happy with those, that's perfect. However, if you're not happy, I can swap them for you. So coral and sea green there. If I pop them both on the board, your coral is not a 5, not a 5.5, not a 6, not a 6.5, he's a 7. And your sea green is not a 5, not a 5.5, not a 6, not a 6.5, not a 7, not a 7.5, not an 8, he's an 8.5. What do you think to those? And a ... Swap both, one for a lemon yellow, absolutely fine. Both on hoop fittings. Black cherry, okay. I've got that song stuck in my head. Also on a hoop, not a problem. Okay, so if I pop those two there, can you just confirm that you're happy with these two for me? Let me hold them up. The invoice for the hoop fittings will get sent through tomorrow, and it will go to the email address that we've booked this in on. Okay, Samantha. Thank you very much for the donations with your shells, and I hope you'll be happy with everything once it arrives as well. You need that tick off card. Oh, bless you. Well, I hope you'll be happy with everything, my lovely. Okay, and up next is Katie Louise. Katie, are you here? Samantha, you're very, very welcome. Rachel, you can do, if there's not a waiting list for that colour, then yes, you can do so, because I pop it in the swap pot. So you can just ask for that colour, that's not a problem. Lisa, bless you, thank you for the stars there. And Katie, hello. Katie, you have a oyster off the wall. Which number would you like, and would you like to keep or would you like to donate your shells? Can you get number 5 and donate? Of course you can. Okay, so number 5, there's nothing on the back there. Donating the shells. Is there certain colours that you're hoping for, Katie? Let's go down. So oyster number 5. Oh, bless you, Samantha. Thank you for joining us today. There's one side and the other side. And you have a candy floss pink, Katie. There's no more in that one. You have a candy floss pink. Let me dry him up so you can have a closer look. And I'll pop him in the sand for you. And then on the board as well, he's not a 5, not a 5.5, not a 6, not a 6.5, he's a 7. He comes with a cage dip as well. Let's dive in. Okay, so you have the horse cage pendant, Katie. Let me pop your pink pearl in here, and you can let me know what you think to this one. I actually think it's called the horse head cage pendant on the website, and it's pretty self-explanatory because it's got the horse head at the top there, and then you've got zircon crystals in his neck. Now around the pearl you've got miniature horse heads, so 1, 2, and if I can get to focus, 3, you've got miniature horse heads sort of surrounding that pearl, so the larger horse at the top and the 3 around the pearl at the bottom there. Would you like to stick or twist with the horse head cage pendant? Love it, stick. Perfect, Katie, that one is yours then. Thank you for the donations with your shells, and Katie, I hope you'll be happy with everything as well once it arrives, and that's safe over there for you. And up next is Alexandra Gardner. Alexandra, are you here? Aaron, please can I have some more kitchen towel, darling? Pardon?
Yeah, sure.
Thank you. Casey, you're very, very welcome. I'm looking for Alexandra Gardner. Alexandra, are you here? Oh, bless you, Donna. No. So we've got Alexandra, Kerry, Elaine, and then you. So 1, 2, 3, and then you'll be the 4th person, Donna. So no, not too long a wait, my lovely. I hope that's okay. Okay, so I'm looking for Alexandra Gardner. If you can see Alexandra, please comment on her comments, because again it will bring it forward so I can see. Alexandra, if you're here and you're typing away and I can't see you, please type I'm invisible, because it will bring it forward so I can see. So we're live from the page Pearls with Brecon now. If you'd like to follow us, come over and give us a thumbs up. We'd really appreciate it. It helps with the page, and of course a follow if you'd like to get notifications of when we're live and stuff. Our website for all information, and if you'd like to order, is www.pearlsofbrecon.com, and again you can find that in the description above. I hope that helps. I haven't seen Alexandra, so we're going to move on. Again, if she comes on we can add her in again, but it will be to the end of the order list there. Up next then is Kerry Palmer. Kerry, are you here? Oh, Tara, bless you, thank you. That's the website there. And Tanya, thank you, my lovely. Kerry, hello. You do have an oyster off the wall. Number 6 is this one. Would you like to keep, or would you like to donate your shells? So number 6, and you have a sticker on the back of number 6 there, Kerry. Ooh, which means you get to have a bonus gift as well. So would you like bunny number 1 or chick number 1 or 2? Keep the shells. Chick number 1 is this one. You have some earrings, Kerry. Okay, so your earrings are 925 silver Swarovski crystal iridescent purple and green earrings. If I take them out, that didn't work. If I show you here, you can see it's iridescent, which means you've got the purple and the green. So this is an 8mm Swarovski crystal earring on 925 silver stud backs there. So I hope you're happy with that bonus gift there. Let's go down to open up number 6. There's one side and the other side, and in here you have a TARDIS blue. There's no more in that one. Okay, so let me dry up this blue and hold him up so you can have a close look. I hope you're happy. And nearly spilt the sand again there. I've already got too much sand down here. I hope you're happy with a TARDIS blue there, Kerry. If I pop him on the board as well, he's not a 5.5, not a 6, not a 6.5, not a 7. He's a 7.5. He comes with a cage pendant dip as well. So let's dive in. Is that one? It is. You have the music note cage pendant. So let me pop your blue in here. Oh. There's been so many blues today. It's definitely a blues night tonight, isn't it? Okay, so this is the music note cage pendant. So it's a treble clef, and then you've got part of the treble clef in zircon crystal there. Then your blue is shown right through the center there. Kerry, this is called the music notes cage pendant on the website. Would you like to stick, or would you like to twist with this one? Twist with that one, not a problem. Let me just take your pearl out, pop this one back in here. Okay, so diving in for your twist. Well, I've got a few here. Is that one? That is one. You have our Easter cage, which is the Easter Stars cage pendant, my lovely. Now again, this one can hold multiple pearls, and each star on the cage pendant is a cutout, which means you can see the pearls through the stars. It's then covered in the red enamel, and then I quite like the red and blue together. It's the same on both sides there. So that's our Easter star cage pendant. Kerry, I hope you're happy with that one as well. You also have an additional 4 oyster openings. What 4 oysters would you like, and would you like to keep, or would you like to donate your shells? It will be Krista, yes. 3 mystery, 1 expand the rainbow, keep the shells. You're hoping for watermelon, yellow, and what did you say? Expand. Watermelon, yellow, and purple. Oh, okay. Let me get these open for you. So let's go down. We're going to start with your mystery oysters. So mystery oyster number 1. We have a lighter, softer pop there. And in oyster number 1, you are twinning 1 and 2, twinning with coral twins there. There's no more in that one. I'm just going to readjust. There we go. So twinning with coral twins there. Now I'm just going to clean the shells as we go here, Kerry, okay? Here they are in the sand. And then moving on to mystery oyster number 2. You haven't missed it, Michelle, not yet. No, I will do. I'm updating the website as fast as I can. There's going to be a big update on it in the next coming weeks, so I'll post on the page as soon as that's been completed. Now you have a bright deep coral with this one, Kerry. Not quite a watermelon here, but definitely a brighter, deeper coral than the first coral twins that you've got. So there's no more in that one. The dragon cage pendant, yeah, there's definitely will be in stock again soon. Here's your brighter coral, not a problem, Michelle. Then moving on to your 3rd mystery oyster, we have a deep pop there, and in here you have a dark purple. There's no more in that one. Where did the bell go? There it is. So let me dry up your dark purple for you, and then we've still got 1 oyster to go, which is your expand the rainbow oyster. So you've got twinning corals, bright deep coral, dark purple, and then your expand the rainbow oyster. There's one side and the other side, and you have a pinkle. There's no more in that one. Okay, so what do we think to all of these, Kerry? Are you happy with them? If you're not happy, I can swap them for you, so it's going to be completely up to you, my lovely. Twinning corals, bright deep coral, a dark purple and a pinkle. If I pop them on the board for you, coral twin number 1 is not a 5, not a 5.5, not a 6, not a 6.5, not a 7. He's a 7.5. Coral twin number 2 is not a 5, not a 5.5, not a 6, not a 6.5. He's a 7. They're different sizes there. The single coral's not a 5, not a 5.5, not a 6. He's a 6.5. And the dark purple is not a 5, not a 5.5, not a 6, not a 6.5, not a 7, not a 7.5. He's not an 8. He is an 8. And then the pinkle is not a 5, not a 5.5, not a 6, not a 6.5, not a 7. He's a 7.5. Pamela, yes, they're the exact ones in the photos, my lovely. I'm just wrapping up your shells for you, Kerry. What do you think to the colours? Okay, so swap the purple for a watermelon and the smallest coral for a purple. That's absolutely fine. Watermelon is one of these. Excuse me. And a purple. Dropped it. Sorry, caught it. Wake you all up. And a purple is one of these. I do, Diana, yes. If you go into the family section on the website, that will bring you set pendants for family items. We've got a family charm section, and then in the cage pendants we do have different items as well. I hope that makes sense. Kerry, can you just confirm you're happy with all of those there then? Let me bring you back up. Just wrapping up your shells as well. Perfect. Well, I hope you'll be happy with everything then once it arrives. Let me just pop these all in here. And I've wrapped up your shells as well. And then you've got your bonus gift as well. Okay. That's safe on there. And then that's all over there for you, my lovely. Perfect. Up next is Elaine Wadey. Elaine, are you here? No, you're very, very welcome. Elaine, number 2, and donate the shells. Okay, so number 2, there's nothing on the back of this one. Let me get him open for you. And let's go down. So, your number 2. There's one side and the other side, And in here you are twinning. You are twinning with lighter icy blue twins there. Now definitely one blue is slightly brighter than the other, so slightly different colours to each other, but they do look like they're the same size there. Elaine, I hope you're happy with these ones. So you've got a brighter and then a lighter icy blue twins. If I pop them on the board for you, the darker icy blue is not a 5, not a 5.5, not a 6, not a 6.5, he's a 7. And then the lighter icy blue is not a 5, not a 5.5, not a 6, not a 6.5, not a 7, he's a 7.5. I hope you're happy with those ones. And you have your Cage Pendant dip with those as well. So let's dive into your Cage Pendant dip. And you have the Easter egg cage. Now this came out a moment ago, so this must be a double that's in there. Now I'm popping both of your blue pearls in here, because with the smaller pearls it can hold 2 pearls. So this is the Red Stars Easter egg cage. So you can see with both blue pearls in there, you can see it fills it beautifully, and on each of the cutout stars you can see the pearls through there. Now Elaine, would you like to stick or twist with this one? Good night, Kerry. Thank you for joining us today. Elaine, twist. Okay, let me take both your pearls out of there. And if we twist, good luck then. There we go. Okay, and this one came out earlier actually. You have the Mask Cage Pendant. So I've popped one of your blues in here. This is the brighter of the 2 blues. And this is the Mask Cage Pendant. So you can see there, it's got the masquerade mask on with the feathers coming out the top, and the pearl is sitting behind as the face almost, if you can see that. I hope you're happy with that one, Elaine. Bab. Thank you. Thank you. Elaine, you also have then 2 additional oysters as well. What 2 oysters would you like, and would you like to keep, or would you like to donate those shells? It does, Michelle. It does me as well, actually, with that one. And the charm. We've got a masquerade mask charm. That one does as well. But that one has got so much detail on him. So much detail. Mystery and donate lane. Are there certain colours that you're hoping for with these ones? So 1 and 2. Let's go down. So mystery oyster number 1. Ooh, quite a nice deep pot there. And in here there is your mother of pearl. There's no more pearls on that side, and I can see that you have a icy blue in your first oyster. Quite a nice lighter pastel-y icy blue there. There's no more in that one. So if I dry him up and hold him up so you can have a closer look. Here is your icy blue. And then moving on to mystery oyster number 2. Ooh, again, quite a nice deep sharp pop with that one. And in here there's your mother of pearl. And you have a pink pearl. Let me pop him out and let me have a squidge in here. So you have an icy blue and a candy floss pink. Elaine, what do you think to these? Are you happy with these? Or if you're not happy, I can swap them for you. So that's going to be completely up to you, Elaine, what you would like to do. So pink and blue, what do you think? If I pop them on the board, your pink is not a 5, not a 5.5, not a 6, not a 6.5, not a 7, not a 7.5, he's an 8. And the icy blue is not a 5, not a 5.5, not a 6, not a 6.5, not a 7, not a 7.5, not an 8, he's an 8.5. There will be a wait on Pinkles, Elaine, so if you're happy to wait, I can definitely pop you down for them. That's just going to be completely up to you. We do recommend it, Danny, yes, definitely. We do have a care guide for our pearls and jewellery. It's on the website. It's just a quick read on what we recommend to do and how to care for the jewellery and pearls. I did an Aaron, Pamela. I knocked it over. Clean it up at the end of the live. It's just been one of those days. Not a problem, Danny. Oh, we do have light yellow. Yes, let me grab some for you so you can have a look. Oh, how light a yellow do you want to go? Because I've got very, very pastely yellow, which is quite a nice subtle yellow. Let me just see if I've got two of the same size with those. Or I will grab some brighter ones as well. Oh, they're not quite the same. Hang on, let me show you the colours so then you can let me know if that's which colour you prefer. So we've got the lighter pair, which are like a just off yellow, so it's like a beautiful pastel baby yellow colour. Or would you like the, now the top pair are different sizes here, so if you'd like that colour I'd match one of those there, but I'm just showing you. So would you like the pastel yellow or the more lemony yellow? Pastels are perfect. Okay, they are yours. Let me write that down, that we're going to have the yellow pastel on there. Perfect. Elaine, my lovely, those are yours, and I'm glad you're happy with those. Thank you very much for the donations with your shells, and I do hope you'll be happy with everything as well once it arrives. And that's safe over there for you. And up next is Donna Marie Bradshaw. Donna Marie, are you still here? Elaine, you're very, very welcome. Excuse me. Donna, hello. Donna, you have your Easter wool. Would you like number 1 or number 13? That's right, Kirsty, yes. Although, whatever oyster is left here will go to the lady who has ordered it, but it just means that it won't be opened until the next live, but she'll have that other oyster. So Donna, number 13. So we'll see if there's anything on the back of number 1 as well in a moment, because I'll attach that to the other lady's order number. However, Donna, let's open up number 13, which does have a sticker. So Donna, you get a bonus prize as well. So would you like bunny number 1 or chick number 2? Bunny number 1 or chick number 2? Your OMG sticker. Go me. I love that. Can you have chick number 2? Of course you can. Okay, now we saw this prize gift earlier this evening. I think this is the last one that I pre-made of this item. I may be giving it away here. It's got that beautiful bridal white pearl in the centre, and it has the petals of crystal. So that's your bonus gift there. So you've got the crystal petals coming around, the bridal white pearl in the centre. Those petals sort of do a loop-de-loop and go round towards the back there. I hope you're happy with that. Could you also confirm, would you be happy with the same chain length and style for this one to go on to as well? Because it does come with the chain as well. If you're happy for it to go with that one. And let's go down to open up number 13. Let's go down. So in here, there's one side and the other side, and in here you have a autumn peach. Perfect, Donna. So in here you have a autumn peach. No, Louise, that's not on the website. I made them just as part of the bonus gifts, if that makes sense. Now, Donna Marie, let me pop this in the sand so you can have a closer look. There he is, beautiful autumn peach there. If I pop him on the board as well, he's not a 5, not a 5.5, not a 6, not a 6.5, not a 7, not a 7.5, he's an 8. Loving that too. Perfect. So with your Cage Pendant dip, let's dive straight in. And you have the travelled Cage Pendant. So let me just explain what this one is here. I think it's called the Travelled Love Cage Pendant. That's off the top of my brain though. So you can see it's got the moon and the stars with little faces on where your autumn peach can shine through. Around the outside it says I love you to the moon and back inscribed there. So I love you to the moon and back with the moon and stars. And then on the back, this can be worn 2 ways. On the back is the circle overall, but then you've got love hearts which go all the way around that pearl there to show the cage. So it can be worn this way or this way. You're sticking with that one, Donna. Perfect. I'm glad you're happy with that one as well then. He is yours with that bonus gift as well. That's what you say to Mum and she says it to you. Oh, I love that, Donna. Well, I'm glad. Possibly it was a worth the wait. That's what I'm going to say, because obviously you was called earlier. It's possibly worth the wait. You've got the bonus gift and a cage pendant you're happy with. So thank you very, very much for the donations with your shells, and I do hope you'll be happy with everything, my lovely. No, you're very, very welcome. Now it is Alexandra Gardner. Obviously she's got the last number 1 here. Let me write this down. So oyster number 1. Now we're not going to open it now, but that oyster is hers, so I'm going to attach the oyster onto her order and she'll be added onto the next available live to open it. However, we will see if there's a sticker on the back, and if there is, we can get bunny number 1, which is the last one available. Okay, so oyster number 1, there's no sticker on the back there. So this oyster is, let me attach it on here so everyone can see. It is on the bottom of the order form there. Okay, so then that way I can book Alexandra back in and we can get that opened up. Right, that is the end of the order list then. Thank you everybody for watching and for joining us today. We're going to be live again on Friday, so if you'd like to join us again, we'll start the live around 8 PM BST on Friday. Part 1 I'll post tomorrow, so if you've got a video, you've got an opening in part 1, you can rewatch it if you want to from tomorrow. Have a brilliant rest of your week and I'll see you soon. Take care. Bye.